Hello everyone, welcome back to the FetchQuest podcast where we talk about video games and more. I'm your host Guy, joined by my fellow co-host Brewer.
Hello.
And Connor.
Yeah, that's cool, Guy, but do you guys hear that?
Yeah, that loud humming sound. What is that?
Is that the hum of a car engine?
Guys, look out, it's coming straight for us!
Ooh, wait. Oh, wait, that was close.
Guys? What's that above us? Oh god, I can't believe we just got hit by a blue shell. Shit. I guess that means we gotta talk about Mario Kart today.
It was on that day, May 22nd, 2025, that the FetchQuest podcast died because its members died.
Bruh. Unfortunate. But today we get to talk about one of the most successful games of all time, Mario Kart 8 in particular. Oh my god. I'm excited to talk about this game. I have a lot of good memories with this game, and I do feel like it is time to talk about it, especially since we have the release of Mario Kart World coming out very, very soon.
Oh, yeah.
We need to talk to about it.
True!
I think you deserve to be hit with another blue shell, Connor.
Oh my god. But before we do that, I think we should talk about what exactly Mario Kart is. So Mario Kart 8, it's like the other Mario Kart games, of course, where, simple kart racing game where you play some Mario characters and Mario adjacent characters in a PvP kart game where you use items to try and win, and there are multiple rounds. There's Grand Prix, which is a normal race. You have battle mode where you have to use the items to attack other players to win, versus modes, custom modes, etc. But in Mario Kart 8, this is basically the I would say the most advanced version of Mario Kart, especially like mechanically, because this was originally a Wii U title that got its deluxe edition on Switch. I'm pretty sure near the release of the Switch, or day one, maybe, I forget. But
yeah, I think it may have been day one. Let's see,
Mario
Kart 8 Deluxe.
This game introduced, alongside with Mario Kart 7's gliding mechanics, it introduced gravity mechanics, where basically karts were able to stick to the floor no matter what position they were in. So they were able to make like really creative courses with like this gravity system, which it didn't affect the gameplay all too much, except for a few things where you could bump into these like totems and go faster if you hit them, and you could also bump into players, and if you bump into players then you also go faster, which is fun mechanic, honestly.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. It was really cool when they first introduced it as well, because it made for some very interesting course designs to where they didn't have to stick to just the traditional flat course that, or just adding a gliding section and stuff. You could just go balls to the wall with it, start driving upside down.
Yeah, that's honestly...
You first.
I was gonna say, that's honestly like one of my favorite parts about this game, is like how the course design is like very it's very unique due to all the different mechanics that are in place. Especially I was gonna say, especially when it comes to like adapting like older courses and stuff like that into this game.
Oh, for sure. I think that this game is just really mechanically rich, because, like, you'd think that, like, with Mario Kart, they would take, like, one gimmick of one game and keep it for that game only, but, like, it seems that they keep evolving and, like, keep adding more along top of it, because, like, this includes the gliding of Mario Kart 7, it includes the bikes of Mario Kart Wii, and now it's, like, introducing, like, the gravity mechanics, and I just think that, like, you'd think it'd be, like, a hodgepodge, like, a mess of, like, mechanics, when it's really not. It actually works together really well.
Yeah, it flows pretty smoothly.
It's so much fun. This is such a fun game. I love it to death, but I also have my qualms with it, which I hope to talk about today in this episode.
Yeah. Well, I think something we can bring up as well with some of the qualms is also, when we're talking about Mario Kart 8, there's the original version. Like, it's hard to remember that Yeah, this game did release on the Wii U. Man, it got re-released on the Switch because the Switch version has just been way more successful because it's the Nintendo Switch, not the crappy Wii U.
Bro, what do you mean? What's a Wii U?
Exactly. My point stands.
There is no Wii U in Bossing, say.
I've never heard of it.
Gamepad? Never heard of her.
What are you talking about, Brewer?
I don't know, man. Maybe that blue shell hit just got to me. I'm imagining things now.
True.
True. But yeah, no. The original release for Mario Kart 8, which on a weird console, I've never heard of it before. Basically, like, very, very different compared to Deluxe, which is the version of the game that's on Switch and will of course be on Switch too, thanks to backwards compatibility. But like some of the differences include like battle mode revamp. Like the battle mode of the original Mario Kart 8 was just god awful.
Dude, it was
garbage.
So bad. It was garbage. I never played it.
I don't blame you.
Yeah, the battle mode in Deluxe was so much better. Like I actually put a decent amount of time into that. The original's battle mode was just, there was just nothing to do, and instead of having a bunch of original tracks, like they did fix that in Deluxe, where they had a bunch of original tracks for battle mode, they ended up reusing just a lot of the normal tracks, and they just didn't work well for the battle mode.
Yeah, because like you had stuff like Peach Circuit, which is like one of the first gravity courses they implemented in the game. They had that as a battle mode course for some reason, and oh my god, like, dude, all you had to do was just camp one side, and you would never get hit. It was so bad.
Yeah, it sucked. It sucked. It wasn't like an arena. It was still just the big circle that we had for the normal courses, so yeah, just camping 101.
Yeah, hey, at least they like fix this in Deluxe, where they actually like built and made battle course specific courses, which I think are a lot of fun. I don't play battle mode as much as Grand Prix, but I still think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's not like my favorite mode, but they did a lot to make it better in Deluxe, especially because they added new modes as well, like the Shine, that and like the Cops and Robbers mode. I really like the Cops and Robbers mode.
Oh, that mode is so much fun, dude. Dude, I love the games where it just lasts only like 5 seconds.
Yeah, but then also it's just pure chaos as well.
Yeah, that's something that I love about Mario Kart sometimes. It's just like the pure chaos of it.
Yeah, you get that with every Mario Kart game, but like, I think it kind of depends on how well they balance the chaos. 'Cause especially 8 and 8 Deluxe, they were also different in another way, and it's the way the items worked.
Oh god, yeah, because they did add new items in Deluxe, like the sound horn, which is one of few things.
The sound horn was in 8.
No, it wasn't.
Dude, it was. They had that in the original trailers. They made it a point to where
Wait,
it was
what?
like, hey, look, you can destroy blue shells now with this.
No way. Wait, no way. No. There's no way. I don't remember this.
I'm gonna Google it real quick, and we'll see if Guy is wrong.
I think the two items they added in Deluxe was the boo and the feather for battle mode, which isn't that important because you just flip. But
oh my god, it was an 8 original.
Yeah, eat shit, guy.
Here on the FetchQuest podcast, we love to prove Guy wrong.
We love to prove that guy has dementia.
I have dementia. Fuck, man. Are you kidding?
I forgot disease.
Dude. Oh my lord. To be fair,
it's crazy. You were so confident in that answer.
Bro, yeah.
Dude, I had a Mandela effect, actually, that I thought meant, like, Soundhorn didn't exist until Deluxe. To be fair, I haven't played Wii U Mario Kart 8 in an actual decade. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's an old game, along with the Switch version of 8.
That's my favorite Guyism of being dead wrong, being so confident in it.
Yeah, thank God we're getting a new Mario Kart, because 8's been... they've been milking.
It's been the Mario Kart for a while, yeah. But yeah, no, not only did it introduce new items, it introduced a new item mechanics, with the big one being the double the double item storage, which I am so mixed on.
Dude, it's I don't like it. I wish they had like a toggle for it, because majority of the matches, especially because they have the coin item, and which the way the coin works is you pick up coins throughout the race, but then also you can get in item boxes. The more coins you have, the faster you'll go, and if you get hit, you lose coins and whatnot. But sometimes even if you're like you have full coins and you're in first place, you want a defensive item, like let's say a banana peel, so you don't get hit by a red shell, you can get the coin, and it's just painful, especially because the person behind you can be holding 2 red shells. And I think, well, in the original 8,
yeah,
in the original 8, you can still have that, to where like they had 2 items behind, because they would pick up an item, right? They would hold the item, which would take it out of the item storage. They would run over an item box, and then they'd get a new item that went into storage. But with the way the double item boxes are set up in Deluxe now, you don't really have to strategize with that. You always constantly have all those items. It's just absolute chaos.
It kind of sucks too, because like there's like a multitude of reasons as to why it's like a really flawed system. Like with first place, if you do in first place, no matter what, like there's a good chance you're gonna get the double item box, which is something they also introduced, like double item box things on courses. When you do that as a first place, you're guaranteed to get a coin and a defensive item. The coin will make you faster, and then you have the defensive item to like prevent yourself from getting hit, which makes like getting a lead so much better if you're in first place. Like you kind of like can't really do much if you're in second or third place. Not only that, but it also like it rewards bagging, which is it's a technique in Mario Kart where you wait in the very like last like near the last place like area, and you just basically collect like the most broken items, whether it's like a star or like bullet bill, etc. Get to a good position, and then you just pop all of it right at the last round, and you get first place like for all that, because you were able to store like so many good items. It's so dumb, because it's like the person in first place is trying to like do their best to like make sure they actually can guarantee like staying in first place, but then nope, someone who is in 9th place just stole my spot.
Dude, I would do that in like Mario Kart Wii all the time when I was a kid. I would just wait for my brothers to like drive ahead. I'd get a bullet bill, I'd easily catch up with them, and then I would just pop it, and I would have such a huge lead that even if I got hit by like 3 blue shells, yeah, they weren't catching up.
Dude, sometimes like, okay, stuff like that's fine because you had like a singular item, but sometimes you just get like diffed because you can have a bullet bill plus a star or 3 mushrooms. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I'm kind of hoping, have they I don't know with World, but does World have like the double item boxes back?
It does.
Oh lord. Especially because World has 24 players as well. That's gonna be interesting. Chaos.
I know. Okay, I will say this. I do like some of the reworking they're doing, at least with the coin system. Coins, if you get hit, you still lose 3 coins. However, you can get a maximum of 20 coins, meaning that like each coin you collect will have like less of an impact on your speed, meaning that like if you get hit, it's not going to be as punishing to your speed as it is an 8.
Yeah.
That's like a really big thing I have with 8. It's like, especially if you're like in first or second place, you'll get hit once, lose 3 coins, and then you'll get hit again, lose another 3 coins, and then oh, look at that, you got hit again. Looky there, you're down to 1 coin, so you don't have enough speed to catch up. It sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really like, on one hand, like I'm fine with. I kind of like see what they're going for, of like, you know, you like it reduces like the ability to completely bag in first, or like completely just like be untouchable, because if you hit a solo item box in like first, you're probably going to get a coin, which means you can easily just get hit back down. But at the same time, it just means like it can like stop you completely, like kill your momentum, I guess. That's like the word I'm looking for. If you get hit like more than once.
Oh yeah, no, momentum killing is like huge in Mario Kart 8 for some reason.
Yeah, Mario Kart 8 can just feel
I don't know
unfair
why,
at
but
times. It's like, man, I'm doing so good.
It's
Red shell, green shell that for some reason also has a little bit of targeting on it. Like that's a thing. Green shell is actually targeting some. Bomb, bullet bill, star. Oh
it
yeah,
reminds
12th
me
place.
of it reminds me of that one meme from I think it's JoJo's, where like the three guys are like beating up the one dude on the ground.
Oh yeah, from Part 5.
I haven't seen JoJo's, so I don't
oh
know.
yeah, the three dudes beating up the one dude. Yeah, no, I know what you're talking about.
That's what it reminds me of a lot. It's really
It's
fun.
so no, that's an accurate representation though. It's like, dude, you can't do shit. Oh god, it's crazy. We're talking shit about this, but I still love this game like dearly.
It's a love and hate relationship with Mario Kart, especially in like
It really
8 Deluxe's case, because 8 Deluxe's I feel like is the one that could be the hardest to avoid the RNG in unless you really know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Especially
I
when it
know
comes
there's
to
like a
avoiding,
technique. Yeah.
especially when it comes to like avoiding blue shells and whatnot, unless if you're like playing 200cc and also you have like the perfect cart build. Yeah, I feel it's hard to avoid it.
This was during my arc of like getting into like competitive Mario Kart 8 when I was like learning like the strategies and whatnot to like win in online. But like a common strategy, especially if you're in first place, is to hold on to a coin, don't use it. Because when you run by an item box and you have a coin in your hand, you're guaranteed a defensive item because you already have the coin.
Yeah.
So like there is strategy still, like that is a way to like reduce RNG, but I'm still like I still don't like fully fuck with like the item system in this game.
Well, there's one thing to note, and that they did kind of patch the item system like years into the game's release. That, and also a lot of the characters balance as well, because like and like I think the first half of like Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's lifespan, it was always Waluigi Wiggler, like especially if you went online, like that was about the only thing people would be using, Waluigi and a stupid Wiggler bike. But later on it got a patch and like the entire viability changed.
Yeah.
So it was like
Pretty funny.
That kind of brings us up. What's up, Connor?
I thought it was pretty funny.
yeah, I mean not to mention too, they added
True.
all those extra characters with the deluxe booster course, so there's that as well.
I was about to say that kind of brings us up to like topic I want to talk about next is the implementation of DLC after the game's release, at least the deluxe. I think it's kind of crazy that this game still got DLC so like far away from like its initial release. Like you first have Mario Kart 8, the original version, which had DLC with it. You can get characters and like new courses and whatnot. But then you have Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which got DLC on top of it.
Yeah, no, that's. I feel like that's why with the next Mario Kart game, or before we knew World was announced, I think that's why I felt like it would be hard to top 8, just because that's like years and years of built-up content, not just a new game. Because you had 8, which was kind of bare bones in all honesty, especially with the character roster and whatnot. But then it got its DLC, added some more characters, still some questionable choices with the characters, but added some new courses along with some revamped courses. You had 8 Deluxe, which added even more. And then you had the DLC, which has made the game absolutely ginormous.
Yeah, it was a real redemption arc, which is awesome to see.
Yeah. I mean, it's still kind of a redemption arc that took a lot of twists and turns, because said DLC, some of the tracks did not exactly look great, especially because they were very obviously ports from Tour that had been a bit updated. That, or they didn't update the textures properly at all in some cases.
I will also say
Yeah.
the tour maps are fucking awful to play. I think there's like maybe
I
two.
okay.
There's like 2 tour maps I actually like.
I don't agree with that sentiment of the tour maps being bad. Like, they're obviously not like the best, but I still think a lot of them are like fun. Like some of the earlier ones, yeah, I understand the criticism of the like especially with like textures because like they just felt unfinished. But like I feel like as time went on, I feel like they got like more and more unique. Like, okay, tell me the Athens course isn't fun.
No, that one's fun.
Yeah,
I think just the first. I don't know why the first wave of like the DLC was like probably the worst. Especially like the thing I mentioned with the textures, they didn't really have that issue later on, because like some of the earlier courses, like let's say just like some of the background elements, like some of the trees and stuff, they would use lower res textures, even though they like would have a higher res texture of the same thing later on in the course. So I'm just like, why not just make it look nice throughout? Not to mention a couple of the courses were just
Shoutouts to
boring.
Toad's Turnpike.
Yeah. That and some
Toad's
of the,
Turnpike, baby.
yeah. Then some of the revamps, some of the older courses got as well, like fan favorites like Coconut Mall. It just didn't look as pleasing as the original, in all honesty.
yeah.
See, what's crazy about like Coconut Mall in like particular, a lot of people were complaining about the last section of the course where the Shy Guys on the cars didn't move. And what's crazy is that it got patched later where they actually did move. So like they do listen to fan criticism.
Somewhat. I feel like that's easier to implement. The other stuff though, like the escalators, those are still kind of ass. Because the original you would actually drive up them. These are just like, it's the same thing you would see in like the space tracks, like big floors that just have arrows on them. It's kind of boring.
Well, they still move like the original, but it's just like, I get what you mean. Like, the visual appeal is not as there. I think it also had to deal with, like, Mario Kart Wii's, like, art style. Because, like, to be fair, the art style of that game is, like, really good.
Yeah, we was really good.
But I do, like, I also think that, like, Coconut Mall in particular, I think that's, like, that, I'm not going to say Maple Treeway as much, because I feel like that game translates better in, like, the art style of Mario Kart 8. I feel like it just doesn't translate as well to Mario Kart 8's art style of, like, kind of realism, where Coconut Mall, like, kind of, like, thrived artistically with, like, the cartooniness of 6, you know what I mean?
You mean Wii?
Sorry, yeah, Wii. That, okay. Yeah, Wii is technically Mario Kart 6, hence why I was, like, thinking that. My bad.
I guess you're right. I just don't really call them by, like, number unless they have the number in the title.
Yeah, guy.
I get that.
It gets a little too confusing. Especially because they flip-flop around every time, because they'll be like, alright, so we'll have Mario Kart 7, but before that we'll have Mario Kart Wii. We had Double Dash. So we're liking numbers again. We're going to 7 to 8, and now we're going back to names again. Let's go to World.
Yes, we're going back to names instead of numbers, dude. It's so funny.
The greatest Mario Kart debate of all time. Do you prefer names or numbers?
That is a fantastic question. Not for like a discussion on here, obviously. I personally prefer the numbers just because it's easier to follow. But like, I do understand people like the names, like Double Dash. Double Dash is a good title.
Yeah, I prefer names.
I always prefer the
I get
name.
that.
It feels like it gives them more identity and stuff like that.
That is fair.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that point.
No, I get that. But going back to like the booster course tracks, I definitely like I'm with y'all on that, like in the sense of like it got better over time, and I just like I don't know why that is. Like a lot of people like speculate that's because like people were like giving them criticism of the booster courses, the booster course courses. Say that 5 times fast, but my thing is that like I'm not sure if they were listening to criticism all too much, because like I thought that the courses for the DLC were already like pre-made, and they were only releasing them in like the time span they were just for like more sales or like more like appeal as time went on.
Well, I think they were still with how many waves they had. Some of the waves they were definitely working on as they released another wave. I think though the initial planning stage, like when they were figuring out which courses were going to be in the DLC and like having to schedule that all out, that was definitely set in stone. So like beyond a couple of exceptions like the Shy Guys we mentioned, like actually just like full on Ramagu and Coconut Mall. I think for the most part we got what they scheduled. It's just weird. You would think with the first wave they would try to hit you with a bit with like a lot of the good shit to get you invested in it and get you more interested and to get higher sales, but more so you got a lot of the best shit from the past later on, especially because like the stuff they didn't even mention when they first announced it, because that's another thing. When they first announced the DLC, they just said it was like returning courses. They didn't say anything about like, oh hey, we're also gonna have a couple of new courses, we're gonna add in some old fan favorite characters as well. They didn't say any of that until later on. 'Cause that's
Yeah,
when we got once we got like I think the first was the first character Birdo for the DLC that we got.
I think so.
Yeah,
It
'cause
was, yes.
yeah, because once we saw that, I felt like there was more hype building up around it too. Because we had that like Smash Bros type speculation of like, dude, who's gonna be next character to add back in? I really hope they add in Funky Kong. Like that's how I was. I was like, please, Nintendo, give me Funky Kong or give me death.
Damn, I guess Brewer died.
Well, no, we got Funky Kong.
Yeah, that's what I said. We got Funky Kong.
I guess I'm gonna die when World comes out because there is no Funky Kong to my knowledge. That or Diddy Kong.
There's no Diddy Kong 2, right? Yeah.
I don't think there's any Diddy Kong.
Hashtag free Diddy.
Yeah, we're gonna hit you with another bully shell. Connor, you want to say something to ignore what Guy said?
Yeah, let's move on. So I guess
you want to talk about the roster?
Yeah, I was trying to transition to that, but I was genuinely just so caught
You
off
were just
guard.
too shocked by Guy's
Unfunny joke.
idiocy. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, the roster in this game is actually like really crazy. There's like so many characters. Obviously, I don't know if it's going to be compared to World that has every enemy under the sun as a playable character, but
Yeah. Then like 20 costumes for each of the characters.
yeah, which is crazy because I already thought this roster was enough because like you've got like obviously you've got the main cast of like Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Wario, Waluigi, you know, the classics. But then you've also got like a bunch of other characters like I believe you've got Wiggler who was introduced in the booster pass. You've got
PD Piranha.
yeah, I was gonna say PD Piranha 2. You've got Link and the Inklings from Splatoon.
Yeah, Isabelle
A
from
villager
Animal
as
Crossing.
well. Don't forget
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, I wasn't. And you've just got such a wide cast. You've also got like all the Koopalings like Larry and Lemmy and Morton and stuff like that. Like it's a very big cast of
Yeah.
characters.
Well, the Koopalings are like the ones most people feel mixed on, especially because in the original Mario Kart 8, I think the one thing to bring in with the roster is again with like the courses as well. The roster for the original 8 was very much not liked, and I feel like it was fair to not like it because they just had like a lot of repeat characters and whatnot, a lot of reskins. They didn't have as many original characters that people actually cared about, and then and some of the instances where they did, it was just the Koopalings, which, dude, who cares? It's the Koopalings.
I care.
Yeah, no, we go away, Connor.
Listen, dude.
I sentenced you to 200cc Neo Bowser City.
Listen. My joke's a lot better than what Guy's joke was. So, I think I could do worse.
Yeah, you know
Look,
what?
all I'm
Guy
saying,
gets
man, I
sentenced
want
to
Diddy Kong
200cc.
in Mario Kart.
Yeah, sure, that's where you were going, Guy.
Mhm.
Yeah, getting back to the characters.
Why am I being hated for wanting
Yay.
beloved character Diddy back into Mario Kart?
Yay, the characters, literally anything else. Yeah, I think another thing I mentioned too is like they also had a lot of the repeats with like the baby characters as well.
Yeah.
Because you had Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, Baby Peach, Baby Daisy, and then Baby Rosalina.
Well, to be fair, most of those characters were they were pre-established in the
I
year.
know they've been pre-established, but like I've always felt weird with the baby characters. Like, dude, why do I want to play as like baby version of Mario? But also like just
Sidestepper.
having that many babies as well. Like, okay, I get maybe having the Mario and Luigi, and then Peach and Daisy as well. But like, why Rosalina on top of that?
Listen, dude. I don't know why you're hating for them having a lot of babies. I mean, it's they can do what they want. It's their life, you know. Maybe they're just okay.
Bruh.
Your point's falling apart, Connor.
The
I-
bid is over.
I was trying
Did
to
not
make a bad
cook.
joke. You said I was trying to make a bad joke because you said I just don't understand why they have so many babies, and I thought and that's pretty funny out of context.
Speaking of bad jokes, Pink Gold Peach.
True. Fuck Pink Gold Peach. Who wanted that?
Oh no, actually.
Yeah.
But
Okay, but that is like a good point I do want to bring up. I would rather have like the power-up versions of characters than the fucking babies.
I will say, I guess actually like less of a question, more of a question than anything. Who is our main for the game? Because I feel like in any
Donkey Kong.
I was gonna say,
I feel
I
like
feel-
now, like if you have, again, it changes depending on which version, but like Funky Kong now.
yeah, that's fair. Mine, I have like two. It's like either Petey Piranha or Rosalina. Mainly Rosalina.
I really like Petey Piranha. He's cool.
He's a chill dude.
Music.
One of the best parts of Mario Sunshine, because he's just a chill little guy. Well,
Dude.
not
I'd say little guy.
Real.
yeah, I was about to say that. Not really a little guy, but he's little. He's lil in energy.
Little in energy. Very, very big in heart.
Yeah.
And he comes from an amazing game.
Connor's favorite Mario game.
My
Sure.
favorite.
Well, I think Petey Piranha had appearances before Sunshine, if I'm not mistaken. It could be
I
wrong.
don't know, but that's where a lot.
Who
of people-
knows?
That's where a lot of people know him from, at least.
Yeah. I remember his dinosaur variant in Galaxy.
Oh yeah, Dino Piranha.
Yeah, that was fun.
Dude, why aren't they adding Dino Piranha to Mario Kart World?
It should be an
They
Echo-
might as
Echo
DLC,
Fighter.
honestly.
True.
And Echo Fighter's crazy.
Dude, when's Petey Piranha coming to Smash though? That's the real question.
I mean, he's in the final Smash.
Yeah, I was about to say, he technically is in Smash.
I want him as a fighter. Do you know what'd be cool? It'd be to have Petey Piranha as a fighter.
No, he'd be too big. Something Ridley explanation.
Bro, I think that's funny because like in like the difference between sizes from Smash to Mario is crazy because Petey Piranha is like a little like taller, just a slight by Mario in most versions.
Well, no, a lot of the games he is pretty massive, but like for Mario Kart, they shrunk him down to fit in a cart.
For the side games, he's pretty small because he's also in like Mario Strikers and a lot of the other side
Yeah, I
games.
guess lore-wise, he ate a mini mushroom, and now he's just normal sized.
True.
Just imagining, like, as you guys are saying, like, he's small, he's big. Every time y'all say this, like, the Vine Boom sound effect, like, just pops in my head.
Boom.
Your brain rotted.
I
That-
am.
I mean,
Thank
what
you.
you said earlier.
It's because of Mario Kart.
It is not because of Mario Kart, but I think we have gone
Mario Kart's the reason.
we've gone vastly off topic, and so I think we should talk about something that I think is a little controversial when it comes to the game, and that's the cart system.
Yeah, I feel.
Oh,
mi-
why a little
feel mixed on
yeah.
that.
I guess
I'm a little mixed as well.
do we
Yeah,
want
you go
to?
first. You go first.
I'll explain it real quick. So, in this game, and I'm pretty sure it's in other games or previous games as well, but in this game, there is an actual like meta to the carts because they all have their like you have three parts to your car. You have the actual car, the tires, and then the like glider you use. But all of these three things have unique stats. So you obviously want to choose, the cards that are the best for like the character and each, and so like there becomes a meta involved where there are very clearly better options for like card combinations. That's what Brewer was talking about earlier of like the Waluigi Wiggler combo that was so dominant for a while.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. You still have that issue with like the other Mario Kart games, especially Wii Flame Rider Funky Kong.
I was just about to mention him. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's always been like, obviously in any game where you have like stats and like character stuff, there's going to be a meta and a character that is, the best, but it's a little ridiculous in 8 sometimes, and a lot of people can be really sweaty about it, which just takes the fun out of it in my opinion.
Yeah, I feel like with the customization, there's like we know a world now. It's just more pre-select carts now. I feel like if they ever bring back like this swapping thing, I think maybe just make some more of it cosmetic. Because like a lot of times I would build a car around like this is funny, like the funny little horse one where it would literally be like some horses running as the cart, add in some giant wheels, and then like a stupid glider as well. Like I could have fun with that, but like actually worrying about the stats for each of it was just so annoying.
Yeah, it just sucks because
It's yeah.
you
You first.
obviously don't. Well, it's like you obviously don't want to play a combo that's going to be bad, but like at the same time you don't want to like be super sweaty and go like a really good combo.
I feel like that's why I kind of preferred to pre-select in the previous games, because like, yeah, a lot of times you would just choose Flame Rider Funky Kong, but at the very least, like, it wasn't invalidating as many options. It invalidated like maybe the 10 or 11 other cart choices, and didn't invalidate all of the other cart cart items that I unlocked, because there was a lot to unlock with these games.
Yeah. The thing is though is that like I do think one thing that people forget is that like the game is more balanced compared to Mario Kart Wii. It's just that like the problem with it is that people will go for Yoshi Teddy Buggy because they want to win.
Yeah.
Like people know that's just the best combo, so they go for it. It's not really like a thing of like, oh, everything else just gets outclassed. No, like there's still good combinations. Like Waluigi Wiggler is still like a good pick. It's just that like people like to do Yoshi Teddy Buggy because they want to win. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah,
Mhm.
we're gonna have this with any Mario Kart game. In all honesty, I think the only game, at least that I'm thinking of recent, that well, maybe not recent, but the main Mario Kart game I think that did balancing in a way that took away from of just pure stats was like Double Dash, because of some of the unique items you got from the pairs. That would give you some more incentive to use different characters and combinations besides just stats. Because the thing is, with a roster this big, with the Mario Kart games, it's not going to be the same as like, let's say Smash Bros, where like, okay, yeah, some of these characters hit harder, some of them are faster and whatnot, but they have different movesets.
Yeah,
They're all driving the same, or like relatively the same. So how do you balance out like just stats with these characters?
because that was like sort of like a difference between like at least in Wii, because you had like inside and outside drift in that game. I don't know if that's still a thing. I don't think that's still a thing in 8, but like that was sort of like an inherent like balance thing in Wii, like with the inside and outside drifting. Um, but
Elaborate on what inside and outside drift are.
I don't know it super well, but essentially is that with and if you guys know this better, then please take over. But essentially, with Wii, when you had inside and outside drifting, it was two different styles of drifting. So, like for bikes, you would drift like super. You would want to drift in closer on turns and stuff like that, like go inwards. Whereas with like carts, you would want to drift outwards because that would give you the best drift and stuff like that, and it would just move better with your vehicle.
Yeah, well, that in a way, I think too, you can do a bit tighter movements with the bikes, whereas the carts you usually needed to have a little more space for.
That still is a thing I know in 8, solely because there's a motorcycle in Mario Kart 8. It's like a Yoshi bike, and that specific vehicle has the most amount of inside drift in the entire game, and it feels so bad to use.
I do think it is kind of funny to have like a Yoshi bike and have Yoshi ride it. Imagine riding a bike of yourself.
Wiggler.
Imagine riding the guy bike.
It could be worse. You're gonna have cows eating hamburgers in the next game.
Dude,
Yeah.
real. Oh my god. Dude, wait, that's crazy. Because they're going to be eating the burger and then wearing something made of leather with their costumes.
That's crazy.
Oh my. Is Mario Kart World secretly a horror game?
It's that one Wally theory from film theory
No,
Of what?
of like how God, we're gonna go off topic again. Essentially, the theory is that on the spaceship that the like Wally set, the humans were on, they didn't have enough food, so they just started becoming like recycling the dead bodies of people who died, and they were eating. That's what they were eating.
Oh, I remember that. Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. But
wait,
get back to
no, I do want to say one thing real quick with the with the food thing with the cows. I just thought of something. There is one solution. So what about like if Mario picks up like the food item bag, he like gets Burger King, right? But if the cow picks it up, he gets Chick-fil-A instead.
That'd be funny.
Like they have in Mario verse Chick-fil-A.
They probably would do a collab or something like that. Who knows? Like Mario Kart has done collabs, by the way, with real car brands. You can,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
can,
Mercedes-Benz.
I forgot they had Mercedes in this game.
you can drive a Mercedes Benz in fucking Mario Kart.
Dude, I remember they were like they made full trailers for it too, and it was just like 3 card options. But they were just like, look, guys, you could drive a Mercedes Benz. People were like,
Don't
dude,
you want to drive a Mercedes Benz?
me trying to choose my next car, and the Mario Kart hypnosis is working. It's like, must buy a Mercedes, must buy a Mercedes Benz.
Like those fucking steak ads. It's like, oh, must drive Mercedes.
What do they plan to like do with that? Like, you want little Timmy to buy a fucking Mercedes at age 8?
Yes.
I don't know.
Fair enough.
If I had to take a guess, it's probably more so Mercedes does pay Nintendo to be like, hey, put this in the game. We need subliminal messaging at a young age. Buy Mercedes. Ooh, Timmy,
Wait, it
you want
worked.
to buy a Mercedes when you grow up.
Wait, it worked. I drive a Mercedes.
I can't afford a Mercedes. I can't even afford rent. Too bad.
Woo! Dude, oh my god, that's actually really funny. But yeah, no. What do we want to talk about next? I know the karting thing. I think we should like conclude a little bit on the karting stuff. For me, at least, I don't mind it all too much. Like, I do love the idea of like customizing your own car. Like, obviously, I understand it's a little controversial because of the defined meta, but I think it's just cool to like make your own carts. And honestly, like especially on like lower CCs, it really doesn't matter all too much.
Yeah. There is one negative of it though, and this is probably the last thing before we move on to courses. There's always that one fucker who takes forever trying to build their perfect combination.
That's why I have my combos saved, because I don't want to forget them, but I also don't want to be like taking forever to like be like, oh, was this the right one? Was this the right one?
Yeah, if you're that person, you know who you are.
Is it Guy?
No, I don't do that.
Nah, not usually. I'm not
I
saying
play
that,
Donkey Kong.
not honestly, it's not anyone that's like talking right now, but there's those people we've played with. You know who you are. I know what you
Oh,
are.
I know who they are. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
Oh god, that shit's so funny.
But you guys want to talk about some of your favorite courses though, because you can't have a good Mario Kart game without some good courses. We got into it a little bit with like the DLC and mentioning like our likes and dislikes of the way to the DLC, but just in general though, even like base Mario Kart 8, the base Mario Kart 8 has some fantastic courses.
Okay, I know we just like a few minutes ago we did like shit on it. I still love Coconut Mall.
It's still pretty good,
Bum,
especially the
bum,
It's
music.
so good.
I feel like my favorite DLC course is probably the Yoshi story one though.
That one's great.
That one's
That
really
one is
good.
so fucking good, especially for an original course, dude. Oh my god.
Yeah. I think base 8 there's a lot of good choices. I really liked Electrodome. That was just a really solid gravity course.
What's our favorite like course, I guess, in the game?
Maple Treeway.
Maple
That's a
Tree
good
is
one.
really good.
That's a great pick.
I'm
It's
just
so
not
much
sure.
fun.
I liked Neo Bowser City specifically on 200cc.
Okay, unironically, I love that course. I know people shit on it, but like, dude, I actually love playing on it on higher CCs.
I do
I
not like
I
that.
I can't. I don't understand it, but you do you, I
I'm a
guess.
Souls player, dog. I'm a
Hey,
masochist by
it's
heart.
okay. You can have opinions even if they're just more wrong
Dude,
than others.
I'm a Souls player too, and so is Brewer.
You're a freshie. You're a freshie.
A freshie, that's a wild statement.
That's nuts.
Come back to me when you've played all Souls games.
You haven't even played all Souls games.
Yeah, I
I
was
still
about
haven't
to
beaten
say
Dark Souls
you
2,
haven't.
Okay, no. All the like FromSoft Souls games I have.
except Dark Souls
Just
2.
two.
No. I've played it. I just haven't finished it. That'll be soon
You know
when
damn well what you meant.
I.
If we say we have played a game on this channel, it means we have beaten it.
Fair enough.
My favorite course is N64 Rainbow Road.
That's a really good Rainbow. That's probably my favorite Rainbow Road
It is
variation.
one of my favorite Rainbow Road.
Yeah, it has really pretty music. It doesn't have a lot of the bullshit the other Rainbow Roads have that make them really annoying to play on. That and the new Rainbow Road we got for Mario Kart 8, Mario Kart 8 wasn't bad. I just
It's
didn't like
like,
its vibe as much. It was more like space station themed instead of just the Rainbow Road.
yeah, that's one of my biggest issues with that course is that the vibe does not feel like Rainbow Road.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give them credit because like they did try something different versus just Little Rainbow, but I still kind of prefer the original. You know.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Like, cause the vibe, yeah, Connor put it best. The vibe is not there. There are parts of the course I really like. I think there are some like really good like implementations, especially like not having any barriers on a good portion of it, and like you being able to like fall off one track and get onto the next. I think that's a lot of fun. But just like there's some sections I don't like the track section where like one's going backwards, one's going forward. I don't like that section.
Yeah, I don't like it either. Moving on from that, two of my favorite crossover courses because they had a lot of different crossover courses as well in this game. I really liked Excite Bike Arena, but especially Mute City for F-Zero.
People hate Excite Bike. I fucking love that course.
Dude, that's a fun course.
It's so much fun. Like, obviously, it's simple, but like, I think there's a beauty in it.
Yeah, well, that and like being able to pull off so many tricks in one track as well.
And
No,
which
exactly.
course?
Excite Bike.
Oh,
That in Mute City from F-Zero.
okay, I like Mute
Oh my-
City. Me and Guy have had this conversation before.
Dude, it's still so crazy to me that they put like Animal Crossing, Legend of Zelda, and then Splatoon characters in, but they didn't save a single slot for Captain Falcon. Like
They
that is
really
so
hate
weird.
F-Zero out here, man.
Yeah,
They put
like
in 2 F-Zero courses.
That's what I'm saying. It's so weird. Like, I know there was like a Mii costume for Captain Falcon, but dude, there's Mii costumes for Mario, so give me an actual playable Captain Falcon.
Dog, you got to get the amiibo first before you have that Captain Falcon outfit too.
Yeah. You
So
want
L on
Captain
you, dog.
Falcon outfit? You got to pay up $16. Well, I think it was $12 back then for amiibos, but still. You got to pay to have the privilege of looking like Captain Falcon.
In your Mario Kart as a fucking me, which is crazy.
Yeah, but like, as I was saying before, me and Guy have had this conversation about Excitebike. I remember I made a tier list earlier, and we got one on a little side tangent about Excitebike.
Dude, Excitebike is so much fun. I can't believe you don't think that that course is peak. I understand that people disliking Excitebike is not an unpopular opinion, but like, dude, it's kind of goated.
I just think it's boring, dude. It's just 3 laps in a circle with like a few tricks. I just think it's boring.
You're boring.
I'm gonna just lock Connor in the baby park. It's like, all right, you thought 3 laps was boring.
No, Baby Park is different. That is a shitpost. That course is a shitpost incarnate because it is so much more chaotic.
Dude, I want Baby Park to come back in World with like 24 players in it.
That would be hell on earth.
I would love it so much.
I really hope the custom items come back too, because like just imagine is like everyone has blue shells and red shells on Baby Park, 24 players.
No, dude, like I don't think it's gonna happen given the whole like, you know, interconnected thing with the races. So I don't think that, or like the courses, so I don't think they do that. But it would be really cool if we got Baby
I
Park
can still maybe
back.
see some way for those types of courses to work. Like I think a Coconut Mall could possibly return, because like we've seen and like trailers and stuff, you can drive by roads and you'll see gas stations and stuff.
I definitely
see
think
you like
Coconut
driving
Mall.
up and then you like drive into the mall, you know.
Yeah, I definitely could think Coconut Mall can work. I just don't know if they'd do Baby Park. I do, however, think it'd be like not necessary, but I think they need to add custom items. That was a really good thing they added to the game.
Honestly, I'm kind of surprised they didn't add it like earlier, because dude, that's such a good mode now. I love playing that mode.
Custom items has added so much more fun to the game.
All blue shells.
All blue shells was such a funny mode.
Dude, it's so stupid, especially on like maps like Baby Park, dude. Oh my god.
No, I like the mode we always played where like we would just put on like all the speed items and just like be zooming.
Go as fast as possible, yeah. No, dude, that was so much fun.
Yeah.
Oh god. That
Yeah,
kind of brings up a good. You first.
I was about to say Mario Kart 8 was like, it is weird to call it a comeback game because like it was still very successful even on the Wii U. And not to mention, we're talking about a comeback of a game re-releasing on another system versus like it got updates and DLC. But I honestly feel like Mario Kart 8, like it just progressed and got better and better as time went on, and it came back to like kind of match some of the older games in terms of love.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really was like comeback the game, but also like I'm a bit real dog. It did not need over 10 years of activeness to get that far. Like, come on, bro. It did not need that.
Yeah, I do still think it's really weird, like, when the DLC came out. Like, you would have thought they would have, like, made DLC for it, like, years before when we actually got it. But, like, we got it towards the end of the Switch's lifespan, and when everyone was kind of expecting Mario Kart World.
Yeah.
It's weird.
It is weird. I feel like they were trying to keep up the hype or like speculation parts of like Smash, because the booster course came out like I want to say more than half a year after Sora for Smash came out. So it's like I feel like they were trying to like build off like the speculation hype or like the hype build up that Smash was getting with like all the DLC, and like we were trying to recreate that with Mario Kart, which like to an extent they did, but it's also like, dang, it's kind of crazy they like went back on it. You know what I mean?
That's the weird thing, because like I mentioned before, is like when they added new characters and stuff, like they didn't announce that at first when the booster pass was a thing. Like the first wave was literally just old courses, And then a lot of the cool shit we got later on was just like surprises after. That's when we actually started like getting this Smash type speculation after. It was weird. It was weird.
It was weird. Like, the first speculation came in like, okay, what courses are we getting back? And then like Birdo got released, and now it's like, oh, what characters are we getting back? And then now it was like, oh shit, what kind of new courses are we like gonna potentially get? Like, what would they go for? And then it's like, I don't know, like it was thing after thing, which I was all for, but it's also just like kind of like mixed in terms of like what exactly we were like excited for, you know what I mean? Don't get me wrong, I'm glad that we got more content for this game, but it's also just like the whole period of just like waiting for more releases was also just kind of weird, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I think just waiting in general was weird because like this has by far been the longest stretch we've had without a new Mario Kart game, which is why so many people were excited for World. But at the same time, with like how unsuccessful the Wii U was versus the success of the Switch, it's like, yeah, why wouldn't Nintendo just keep selling Mario Kart 8 Deluxe? it sold like 68 million copies, I think.
Yeah.
Dude, that's insane.
Like comically large numbers.
That is one of the best-selling games ever.
It is.
Like that is up there with like it's not up there with like it's not like as big as Tetris, but like that is, dude, that's an insane number.
Okay, well, I always feel so weird when people bring Tetris into the argument, because like they don't say what version, they just say Tetris, which encompasses a lot of different games. Like,
if you want to get technical, you first.
I mean, don't get me wrong, there's still like solidified versions of Tetris that you like, yeah, okay, I can agree on all this being sold, but there's still like, even with like just standard Tetris, there's still so many deviations. Like, okay, let's say I take like OG Tetris, like Game Boy or NES Tetris. Simplest form of Tetris there kind of is. Blocks fall down, you place them, try to get the lines, you know, there's that. But then like, even like, let's say I'd play standard Tetris of today, like the block physics still work really differently. And then there's also like holding pieces, which is like kind of just a standard thing now. So like, do I consider that now also a completely different version of Tetris, or is that still like, should that go into the Tetris pile when I'm talking about Tetris sales?
Yeah, no, it's weird. Every list I'm seeing of like top sold games, it's always like weird on like where Tetris is.
Yeah, well, like if they said something specific like, okay, Tetris for the Game Boy, Tetris for NES, that I wouldn't feel weird about. But like anytime they bring up Tetris, they just say Tetris and act like all the Tetris games that have ever released are just like conglomerate into one Tetris sale homunculus or something.
Yeah, I know, it's weird. But yeah, no, like Mario Kart, like going back to like the sales of Mario Kart 8, not only is it like the best-selling game in the whole series, it is the best-selling game on the Switch. Like, of course they were going to do something with it, and of course they were going to like try to like milk it dry, milk the moo dry of all of her goodness.
Yeah. Especially after that Wii U era, they're like, man, we put in too much work to not make money off of this.
I mean, the baseline of what they had was already like pretty good, so it's like it made sense for them to make the deluxe edition. But also, like, to be fair, this is before the game like blew up even more. It was already the best-selling game on the Wii U.
Yeah, how many copies did it sell on the Wii U?
Don't quote me on this, but I'm gonna say 16 million.
Well, I don't know about that, because like that's close to the total number of Wii U's ever sold.
Yeah, exactly.
Mario Kart 8 Wii U total sales.
Sorry, I'm stupid. It was around 8 million, which doubled. I don't know why I said 16 million, because I was probably thinking of the Wii U itself. But yeah, no, 8 million.
Everyone on the Wii U had Mario Kart 8. Not a single person didn't buy it.
I mean, okay. 8 million is still like pretty good, all things considered, for like sales, but like it was bar none the best sold game on the Wii U.
God, the Wii, it is so sad just looking at the Wii U. Hardware sold 13.56 million units.
That's crazy.
Those
good console.
Those were some tough days. I think it was a good console, but it one terrible marketing. Like, God, those commercials are still so hard to watch now. But that and
They
also
are.
they didn't really make it seem like a new console. It just seemed like an upgrade to the Wii, like a Wii Pro with like that with the gamepad. Again, I think it would have done
Yes.
so much better if they called it the Wii 2, which is why they're doing the Switch 2 now. They didn't call it like the Switch U or something.
Oh yeah, no, they've learned from their mistakes. But dude,
Yeah.
I hate the Wii U like didn't sell as much because like you had the best game ever made, Pikmin 3.
I don't even think you've played Pikmin 3, guy.
Pikmin 3 is the best game ever made,
You haven't even
and
played
I
a
can't
single
believe
Pikmin game.
that game did not save the Wii U.
Guys, not played a single Pikmin game for context.
Bro is talking out of his
Pikmin is
ass.
so good.
Bro is talking out of his ass.
Hey, are y'all disagreeing with me saying that Pikmin isn't peak? Pikmin?
Guy, tell me what purple and white Pikmin do.
Alright, free, I got you.
On Smash
Purple
Bros.
does big damage, white, not as much big damage, less HP, but they still good.
Yeah, no. Tell me what a Bulbmin is.
The Bulbman is a new thing from Pikmin 4.
No, it isn't. That's from Pikmin 2, you idiot.
Haha, see, that's what a non-Pikmin fan would say, but I was just testing you.
Cool. Miyamoto, kill him with hammers. I want the Pikmin in Mario Kart. That would be cool.
But yeah, no, it's really, like, it is crazy to think that, like, this game is just, like, this big in terms of, like, appeal, especially, like, not only with the Switch, with the Wii U itself, which I do feel like I am glad I got the deluxe edition on Switch because, like, dude, I'm gonna be real, the game would not be as near and dear to me if it was, like, it wasn't on the Switch with the deluxe edition, but it's also, like, yeah, no, they salvaged it.
Yeah, well, again, especially with like roster, but also just like extra modes and courses. Like, I think the base courses were fine, but if we're talking like extra modes, battle mode was ass in the original. I think it was just a balloon battle, and it was not even on good courses as well.
No, exactly. Camping fucking central, man. More camping than modern day Smash Ultimate, and that's saying something.
Yeah, but then they added the Splatoon stage in Mario Kart, and everything was fixed.
True.
And dude, that course is so good.
I really do love the court. Splatoon felt kind of random, but considering how successful it is now, like, yeah, I get it.
To be fair, I do think they were like they did put them in like Wii U, like the original Wii U version, for more like sales of Splatoon, because I know that was like their new big IP they wanted, which like fair enough. But then like Splatoon 2 came out, and everyone fucking ate that game up. So yeah, no,
Yeah,
it was
and then
successful.
Splatoon 3 sold a cajillion copies.
No, actually, and because that game is so fucking good. Watch our video on it if you want to know our discussion and our opinions on Splatoon 3. But with that being said, guys, I don't know about you, but I feel like we're getting near that time of concluding points. What do you think?
I'm good. I'm down.
I think we're getting there, but I think there is one last thing to mention:
That is.
the online.
Oh yeah.
Oh God.
Just to mention, 'cause,
Okay.
like, the last game before it, not including handheld games, but Wii's online was interesting. It worked a lot better than a lot of other Wii games online, because I remember I could queue up some matches, whereas Smash Brothers Brawl, yeah, good luck getting that shit to ever work. What was your guys' general experience with the online? Like, maybe with the Wii U edition, but also just the Switch edition of Mario Kart 8?
Well,
Honestly, probably the best online game on Switch. Like at least from like a first party Nintendo games, probably the best. Like in terms of like connection.
I'll say I agree, but I didn't play it too often. I usually only played it with you guys, so my experience is a little skewed, I guess. But I'll agree with that. I think it has definitely the best like servers and stuff like that compared to the other games. It could be a little laggy at points, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
like
impressive
honestly,
considering
like the
that's
lag isn't as bad.
It's not nearly as bad as Ultimate or Splatoon, so
True.
Yeah, which I will say is impressive considering Mario Kart has more characters to keep track of, or more players that are playing together
true.
at one time.
So what I'm hearing is that they could have fixed Ultimate, they just refused to. Gotcha.
I mean, they originally did want rollback netcode and Ultimate, and they just didn't because they just found it too hard to implement. So yeah.
Ice climbers go burr.
Too bad. Implement it. I'm kidding. But yeah, no. The online I thought was pretty fun. I know we have a story with online, and that's solely because of how like the core system was like chosen. So like when you go into like an online lobby for Mario Kart, you'll be put into a lobby against like players around your skill level. The skill level is determined by like a point value. That the point go up if you get a good like position, the point go down if you get a bad position. Not like pretty simple. But the voting system I thought was a little iffy. Because, like, there was a chance of, like, the winning player just keep getting, like, the course that they wanted over and over again. And the courses that you could choose from were only 3, like, definitive courses and then, like, 1 random, which I didn't enjoy.
Dude, I don't know why Nintendo does this with so many of their online games, but, like, they just don't make random or, like, easy map selection a thing. Like, what? When you're playing Splatoon, you get only a couple set maps that you can play on every couple of hours. If you want to play on your favorite one, you may just have to wait till literally tomorrow to play on it.
Yeah, and then it's like, it's crazy because like the voting like in Mario Kart, it just took time away that you could have been like in the match like playing a game. You know what I mean?
Well, I think if you could like vote for about almost any course, or maybe they like divided it by like what type of Grand Prix, it wouldn't be as bad. But like sometimes you would just keep not getting any of the courses you want, or a bunch of the more ass ones, in all honesty. Because again, there's just those 3 choices and then the random selection, so you didn't really have much to choose from. I mean, on one hand,
Yeah.
I do kind of get it, because there'd probably be cases where people would never get some of the more niche stages they would always choose like Coconut Mall type things, the Electrodomes, just the most popular courses. But still, I feel like they could have balanced it out a little more.
Look, I'm sorry, but like, if you're choosing Toad's Turnpike over fucking Coconut Mall, then you need a lobotomy. I'm sorry.
Isn't that right, Brewer?
Hey, I didn't choose Toad's Turnpike. Thank you very much.
Hey, at least his pick, not only was it not a bad course, it's a fun course. Like, admittedly, I'm sorry. Which, we have a story for you.
Yeah, well,
Brewer?
before he says that story, like, my choices weren't even out of, like, oh yeah, I really like the stage. Mine was just, it was in the spirit of Mario Kart, of spiting my friends, because I thought it was funny.
You were spiting Connor, because I was having a great time.
Yeah, spiting Connor is very funny.
You weren't spiting me either.
You want to tell the story, Connor?
You go ahead.
Okay. So, once upon a time, me, Guy, and Connor were playing some Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. It was just any standard night. Except for one thing, the God of Luck came down and blessed me, specifically with course choice, because for some unknown reason, whenever we kept voting on what course we wanted next, the game would just keep picking my choice. And I kept choosing stuff that would be painful for everybody, because I thought it would be really funny. 200cc Neo Bowser City? Yeah, that sounds like a good option. What were some of the other bad courses that I chose?
I can't remember. It was so long ago. But the reason why it's important to bring up is because you got it like 17 times in a row, to the point where me and Guy legit thought that, where we all thought the game might have been bugged because of how often it was choosing you.
There probably was some bug or just something that happened that night, because the odds are just way too low.
Yeah, like, dude, it kept choosing you back to back to back, and I was like, no fucking way.
Well, because we looked it up and it was like insanely like just incredibly rare odds. And so I have now chosen to believe that the reason why you have such bad shiny luck right now is because of that night.
Yeah, considering I'm literally shiny hunting right now and I still haven't gotten that damn Shelmet. Yeah. all my luck was wasted on pissing off Connor and choosing Wheat Grumble Volcano.
That's crazy. That's so crazy, dude.
But hey, it was worth
God.
it to be a hater.
Look, I do agree with hating. You know what? Fair enough. I will give you that. Look, if all your luck can be used on a night like that, then I think it's worth it.
It was certainly a night to remember, so we got some use out of it.
Oh yeah. But with that being said, I think we're about to wrap up soon. I think we're getting to our concluding points. I don't know about you guys, but I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
Yeah, I'm feeling it.
Oh yeah. Would you guys like to go first on Mario Kart?
I nominate Connor as tribute.
All right.
I vote Connor to go.
I guess I'm going first.
Yay! Thank you, Connor.
So, my feelings on this game. I really like this game. I think it's one of the best Mario Karts. Honestly, probably the best Mario Kart we have. Obviously, I've got more nostalgia for stuff like Wii, but I don't know. There's just like something about this that really like I just think it's got a lot of polish and it's just like very well made. Obviously, like I'm talking about like the final version that has the booster course pass and like deluxe and stuff like that, because that's the one I've played the most. But I do think it's really good, and I've spent a lot of time playing it. And I've played it with you guys, and it's just a real. I don't really know what else to say. It's just like really fun, really well done, a really well made game, and I'm glad that I get to. I'm just glad that I bought it and that I played it a bunch.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Would you like to go, Brewer, or me?
I nominate Guy as tribute.
I got you. So with Mario Kart 8, I love this game a lot, and I acknowledge it does have problems, especially like with the item box system and the coin system for sure. Fuck, I hate the coin system. But every time I play it, I always have a good time, no matter what. Whether it's with friends, with computers, with my brothers, etc. Like I always have a good time with this game. I never don't. Wow, I never do not have a fun time with this game. But yeah, no, I feel like Connor said, this game is really well put together. I think the game looks amazing. Even for a Wii U game, it looked fantastic. And so like the art style is so vibrant and so much fun. And honestly, like I'm really glad that this game does exist. Like obviously, like it isn't perfect and it needed a lot of time to get to where it is right now. But honestly, I thinking about it, I wouldn't have it any other way. I love this game a lot. I have a good amount of nostalgia with it, especially with the Wii U version. But yeah, no, this game, I'm so glad for its existence, and it's just, no matter what, you're gonna have a fun time with it.
Yeah. Alright, I guess it's Liam's turn. I'm nominating Liam as tribute.
I nominate Liam!
Even though he's not in the episode, I nominate Liam.
Watch him just pull up out of nowhere in the recording and be like, hey guys,
so my concluding points on Mario Kart. That'd be funny. Yeah, but in all honesty, with Mario Kart 8, it's a game I've honestly played a long time, like the rest of us have, because it's been the only Mario Kart we've had for about a decade now. God, I feel old. I'm so old. But it's honestly, you can't go wrong with Mario Kart, and you especially can't go wrong with Mario Kart 8, whether it would be the original version on the Wii U or the deluxe edition that we have now, because while both of them have their flaws, it's still Mario Kart. It's still always a good time. You want some of those flaws in there because, yeah, it's fun to piss your friends off by getting the same course 20 times in a row. Yes, it's fun to hit them with double red shells, even though that's kind of unbalanced, and then subsequently be pissed when they do it back to you. It's always just so much fun with your friends, and it is still weird to think we've had this game for so long, and just the absolute content behemoth that it is now. But I think it's still just great we've been able to just like get so much out of it for like the past decade, make so many memories with the game. And now I'm just kind of really looking forward to what they'll do next with World, how they re-implement all those ideas. So yeah, that's my concluding points. Great game. I would recommend to play it. If not for the fact you probably already have it if you have a Switch, because it's bundled with like the Switch all the time. But if you haven't played it, yeah, probably just wait till Mario Kart World.
Honestly, yeah. It is sad. We do see the end of an era here with Mario Kart 8 as the reigning Mario Kart game. But sometimes a change is good. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode. If you like this kind of content and you want to see more of it, please hit that like and subscribe button for more content. And hit the comment section. Tell us what your favorite course is and if you're excited for Mario Kart World coming up. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching today's episode. We've been FetchQuest, and this has been our episode on Mario Kart 8. We'll catch you guys later. See ya!
Bye.